Hello guys and welcome to Football Fan Den UK. My name is Gaz and for those of you that's been watching the channel quite a bit, as you know I've been trying to get fans on, and today we have a special guest. My mate Paul is here to join me to talk about Manchester United and obviously other things to do with UK football. Thank you very much for joining us. So welcome Paul.
Hi, alright Gaz?
Have you been watching much football this season?
Well, I've been watching United obviously, but the way it's going this season, we just need a striker, definitely a striker, midfielder. I think what's disappointing me was United not getting early brought Haaland. He's scoring for fun. He's doing it with Dortmund now. United need a striker like that. I know he's got Dortmund. I think United could have got him.
Do you think maybe that United in that particular situation could be playing it a bit cautiously because of mistakes made previously with the likes of Anthony Martial and stuff? Because he had a fantastic season, or he was having a fantastic time at Monaco, wasn't he, before he came, and then he's come to Man. He showed loads of promise, and he's come to Man United, and he's been so disappointing since. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know he's had the odd good game where he's shown glimpses of his potential, but overall he's not showed consistency.
No, that's it. You need consistency. You can have a game out of this world, but then if you're not consistent, it's pointless. Might as well just have a terrible season.
So obviously Rashford's injured, and the window's just shut. And United have brought in a striker. They've brought a lad from China, I believe. My apologies, guys, because I'm not familiar with his name. There's been that much transfers in the last 24 hours. I've been struggling like you won't believe to keep up with it on social media. But I believe they brought a lad in from China on loan. I think is he a Dutch lad or something?
Nigerian. He used to play for Watford.
No, that's it. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. I think is it Sheffield that's brought a Dutch lad in? I can't remember. But they've brought a striker in. But apparently he's not a prolific goal scorer.
No, this is panic. Panic. It's got to be panic buying. He's knowing he needs a striker because, like you say, Rashford's out. You can't put all this pressure on Mason Greenwood. Like you say, Anthony Martial
is not firing on all cylinders. Well, they were linked last thing on transfer day, on deadline day, with Bournemouth striker.
Josh King.
And Bournemouth just totally turned it down because, you can't blame them because United came in very late for him, and Bournemouth obviously trying to fight to stay in the league.
Yeah, of course.
And they was obviously thinking, well, if we sell him, we haven't got no time to replace him.
Of course not.
So the reason I'm pointing it out, mate, is because, as you just said, it panic buying. So to go in for a striker from another Premier League club with no warning on the last day of transfer day, transfer window, looks like desperation.
It is. I really think it is. To be honest with you, at the start of the season, they let Lukaku go. Obviously, I know Sanchez is as we all know, it's overrated. Basically, it cost an unbelievable amount of money a week. But then again, Solskjaer's saying he'll come back next season and he maybe wants to keep him.
Which is not a traditional thing. If a player of Man United fails, normally that's it. They're normally out. They're normally out. So for Solskjaer to be talking about him coming back and proving people wrong next season seems another desperate statement.
Of course it is as well. Just getting back to that Josh King situation, that bid they put in for him. He used to play for Man United, Josh King, and they just let him go. And again, he's trying to get a United player back from years ago, and then they let him go for peanuts. Yet they go and bid 20 million for him. And for someone like Josh King, I mean, no disrespect to him, but again, getting back to Haaland, I really do think if they had really put the effort in. Obviously, we know with the Glazers, Ed Woodward, things like that. Whether it's them, you think that it must be. Surely they're not willing to put so much effort in.
But we've seen them put money up for previous money. We've seen them, guys. We've seen them put money up for when Mourinho was in charge. They stumped up quite a bit of cash, but they just seem to be spending it in the wrong places, or in chucking money at the problem kind of thing.
Yeah.
And one thing I've heard a few United fans say, which I'm going to ask your opinion about, is that there doesn't seem to be a plan. There doesn't seem to be a plan for building like a structure through the team. If you look at other teams that are successful, that they've got a backbone of the team. You can tweak it around it, but you need a spine of the team. You need like a strong midfielder that you can build the rest of the midfield around. Yeah. Same at the back. You need a strong centre back, and you can build the rest of the defence around him. And obviously, possibly, if you can, with a leading striker that obviously brings other strikers into play, and obviously helps them improve. So it is bizarre that there is no backbone, so to speak, and the fact that they've got rid of so many senior players without
replacing them,
without bringing some senior players back in. Because I get the youth, I get the mentality of the youth, but you need some senior players,
experienced players as well as youth. Yeah, but you can't just. I know the kids are hungry, which they are. These young kids want to play well, and it's great. But like we were saying, you need that experience as well around and build on that. Again, the start of season. Come on, we all know. Midfielder straight away, letting Lukaku go. We needed another striker. There were no effort, I don't think, to get a striker.
There didn't seem to be an effort to replace Lukaku. It was kind of out with the old and not in with the new. Do you get what I mean? It wasn't like they had a plan, because it's like, obviously Ashley Young's just gone. Yeah. And obviously he is getting on now. He's getting to the right to the back end of his career. So obviously he is going to start to struggle to keep up with the pace. So it's probably not a bad thing that Man United have got rid of him at this point, but it's yet another player gone, senior player, without a plan B or a plan of a replacement for him.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, he was captain in a few games, so it just shows the experience he did have that. Because he was at United for a long time, years.
So the question is, mate, do you think that it's Ole pulling the strings, getting these players out, or that it's the Glazers pulling the string, getting these players out? Because as we've just discussed, there's definitely activity getting players out, but not much activity replacing them.
Maybe you're right, they just want some players out and then start bringing some in, but the players they're getting rid of, they're not getting anything for them really. But when United goes for a player, they're getting overpriced on them, because they know, with it being Man United, they can put whatever price on that player they want.
The money out.
Yeah, of course. And like I say, I don't think there's enough effort going into these signings.
When you say enough effort, are you meaning like research, as in to actually see if the player's going to fit into the Man United style of play?
Yeah, it's like you were saying before. You need a plan. Solskjaer.
Well, as much as I know you're not going to want me to say this, mate, we can clearly see a plan developing at Liverpool, which has come off, and it's took a few years for them to develop that plan, but they've done it. They got that. They decided they wanted Klopp. They went for him, and they built a team around what Klopp wants. The similar thing has happened at Manchester City. Pep Guardiola came in. They've gone out. They bought. They made, when the first year he came in, some of the decisions he was making was shocking me, because I mean, I'm not a City fan or anything like that, but I was shocked at how ruthlessly he got rid of Joe Hart. And I know it's a while back now, but he ruthlessly got rid of him.
sometimes you've got to do that, haven't you?
But I don't think that Joe Hart was the biggest problem at Man City that they had.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Not.
But yeah, he ruthlessly decided that I don't want this goalkeeper, I want him out.
Yeah, you can't really single just one player out because there's 11 men on the pitch. But this is the things clubs do nowadays. They'll single one player out instead of focusing on the whole team. They all need to gel together, stick together, put effort in. If you're not, if I play for you, if I play for Man U, I'd give 100% every game.
Yeah, so we're talking about
I've supported them 28 years.
We're talking about desire now and commitment to the cause.
Exactly, of course.
And hunger.
Yeah, and that's what you need.
So let's get to the nitty gritty, guys. Of the bigger questions. Ollie in or Ollie out?
I'd keep him in.
But is that your Manchester United heart saying that because he's Man United ex-player, or because or are you saying it because you think that the Glazers have made too many managerial changes, and that getting rid of Ollie would not necessarily solve the problems?
No, I don't think it'd solve it. No. Like you say, United are just changing managers willy-nilly at the moment. I don't think that's helping the team one bit. I'd give Solskjaer a bit more time. Obviously, like you say, he has got a plan. Well,
so when you say a bit more time, like to the end of the season or into next season?
I had a feeling that question, Michael.
Well,
you
guys are asking it, aren't you? So,
there are a lot of fans that say they want him out now at end of season. I'd give him to end of next season even. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. I really would.
So I'll take it.
Getting back to Liverpool, guys. Sorry about this.
That's the United fan talking.
Yeah, well,
I know. Yeah. It's hard fact to chew into that.
Yeah, of course it is. Getting a bit tongue tied. Not really wanting to talk about them, but obviously, what can you say? They played fantastic this season. I hate to say this, but fair play to them. Again, but Klopp, he didn't win it straight away, did he?
No,
he had to build.
But to be fair, there were signs of him building in the first season because he got them to the UEFA Cup final.
Yeah.
It's
any manager.
So I've heard some rumours going about just recently about United fans arranging a protest with regards to the ownership, and obviously I've got to ask because obviously I'm sure you've seen it in the press this week about Ed Woodward's house being attacked by some supposed United fans with spray paint on the gates and apparently throwing red flares at his house, stuff like that. Now obviously he weren't in the house, so I hear, which means obviously it was good that his family weren't involved in respect of because I think he's got kids. And me personally, I understand United fans' frustration, and I'm all for fans voicing their frustration, but do it at the ground, because going to somebody's house, as much as you might blame that man for what is going on at your club, going to his house and behaving like that when he's got a family is going a bit too far.
Yeah, of course it is. Like you say, outside the ground.
Inside the ground, protests, banners.
Going to his house is too much, but then it labels United fans.
That's the problem, because a lot of United fans are very angry and frustrated with what's going on, but doesn't mean to say they're all going to go marching to Ed Woodward's house.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a select few, if you like.
But every club's got it, mate. Every club has got that small amount of fans that go too far with things.
Yeah, they do. Obviously, they're passionate about the club. They're angry, frustrated, which is understandable because you're paying. And people are working to go to watch Man U.
And not only paying, they're paying top whack. With the exception of Arsenal, shall we say, because Arsenal's the most expensive tickets in the country.
Again, they're expensive. People working hard, they want to go on. I'm not saying win every game, but at least show passion, hunger. Do you know something? At least get the fans cheering. You know, something good to watch.
Yeah.
There's been some games, quite a few games this season, just been terrible, absolutely terrible. Not turned up, just like they're on the training ground.
So
I can't do that.
Are you worried now going into the rest of the season with an unknown striker or a striker that's coming in, which is good because obviously you desperately need an extra striker, even if he might not be the best. So you need another striker to at least fill that gap. Yeah. But with a striker that isn't very well known in the Premier League in respect of what he can do. And don't get me wrong, he might come to United and he might start banging in goals for fun.
Hopefully we need someone scoring. But that's a problem.
Obviously with Rashford, the point I'm trying to get at, mate, are you concerned that a young lad like Rashford in such an early stage of his career already so much is expected of him?
Yeah.
That you know, a club the size, and let's be honest, mate, they're one of the richest clubs in the world in respect of what the resources are and what they can spend. They can outspend most clubs. Do you know what I mean? So to be leaving themselves dependent on one player. In years gone by, mate, you and me know, we're older guys, we know that United had players like Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, but they would all chip in with goals and assists.
Exactly.
You don't see that now.
Team play, team effort, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, you're not seeing that at the minute. The only players I see that you can expect goals from is Rashford and occasionally Mata.
Yeah,
because Mata is scoring the occasional goal, which but it's not like he's coming to the back end of his career as well. So you can't depend on him either. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's it. To be honest, I really Bruno Fernandes coming in. I think that could be a good buy. Obviously, he's come from the Portuguese league.
And you've done well with some Portuguese player, mate.
Well, exactly. There you go, Ronaldo. Put the good word in. So, even if he can, a fraction of what Ronaldo did there.
Do you think United have got ripped off a bit with the price?
They're always going to up the price with United, aren't they?
Sporting were hanging out, I think, towards the end to drag it out to get the price up.
Yeah, because Barcelona come in, didn't they, as well, with an offer a bit more, but they were going to loan him to Valencia. I think it's too early to say he was overpriced because he could be fantastic. Time will tell. Could be fantastic. Then you'll get Barcelona, Real Madrid coming in for 100 and plus bid for it. If he does, but like I say, we'll see. Give me time. He played today.
So the final question, or the big question is, where do you think United's going to finish this season, and do you think that they can do anything in the competitions that they're still in respect of the FA Cup and UEFA Cup?
I think they can. I do say I think we can. We should be able to. I mean, the Europa League's not as strong as the Champions League.
But to be fair, mate, United's not as strong as they used to be, neither.
Yeah, good point. I like you hitting the nail right on the head there. Get straight to the point. Why not?
No, but I don't mean to, obviously, but, but I'm just pointing out that, a few years back, we'd have said United semi-finals, finals minimum.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? But now, with the way they're playing, you just don't know what you're going to get week in, week out.
Exactly.
One week, like the other week, they come out and batter Norwich, and the next week they come out against City in the Cup. And in the first half, to be fair, in that game, mate, in the first half, City looked absolutely like they could just score at will.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yet then we see in the second leg that it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just do not know one week to the next what you're going to get with United.
Exactly. Again, consistency. Just, like I say, obviously we're lacking on goals, but you need some creative midfielders, tough tackling midfielders in there. That midfield we've got now at the moment. McTominay was our best player before he got injured. And again, you've got Pereira, Fred.
Fred's been
Matic,
disappointing.
yeah,
I think he's just not. But he could just need time to settle in, because we've seen with and I don't like to remind you of this again, but we've seen with Fabinho at Liverpool.
Yeah.
He'd come in the first season. He showed little glimpses, but he needed that first season to settle in. And this season, Liverpool have still not seen the best of him, but they've seen a lot more potential coming from him of what he can do. In the first few games of the season, he looked really good, and then he picked up an injury, and obviously now he's just getting back into the team again. So he could go on another real impact for the team. But the point, what I'm saying is that obviously if you compare that, if you could have any player to come in at United in the summer.
Any player in the world.
Yeah, because let's be honest, mate. United could go out and afford any player. If they wanted Neymar, they could afford him. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying they'd go and get Neymar, but if they wanted him, they could afford him. If you could say one player to bring in to Man U and put in that team to start building a team round, who would it be?
I'd love that Mbappe from Paris Saint-Germain. Kylian Mbappe. As a striker, he'd get you goals. Still young. Yeah.
Young, he's only, I think, is he 21 or 22? So he's got plenty of time left ahead of him.
Yeah, and he's got the experience. It's not as if he's just come in.
Well, I've heard prices of 350 million.
Well, exactly. So, that's the problem you've got there, especially with a player like that. But again, these players like that, they're going to put them prices up, aren't they? There's nothing you can do.
So, final question, mate. Where's United going to finish in the league? Where do you think they're going to finish? And try. If you need to, give me one with your heart and with your head.
Well, that's what I was just going to say to you. One's going to be with my heart, and one that I'm hoping for. But obviously, I'm hoping we do get in the top four. And as a United fan, to say that, I'm hoping to get in the top four. We should be finishing there anyway, without any doubt.
When you consider the money that's been chucked at the squad in the last few years, it's shocking.
So again, I'm hoping we do finish in top four. If we don't finish in that top four again, it's a nightmare again.
It's a disaster. Yeah. It is a bit of a disaster.
Well, a disaster.
It is a disaster in respect of will Ole or the next manager, if there is a replacement, be given big money next season? Because as I understand it, if United fail to make the Champions League this season, they'll lose a massive chunk of revenue from is it the Adidas deal or something? Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's Adidas, isn't it? They've got a big sponsorship with them, and apparently a percentage of that goes off where they finish and whether they qualify for the Champions League.
They're losing a lot of money through that, like finish out in that top four, because you need to be in that Champions League as well. Generate more money through the TV, everything like that. But like you say, where they're going to finish this season, I'll say fifth.
That's your head saying fifth, but your heart saying fourth.
I'll say fifth, but they'll finish fifth, but I'm hoping in top four.
Well, Chelsea dropped points, against Leicester. Yeah. So and Leicester's obviously Leicester's dropped points. So United dropping points against Wolves as well. So it's all up in the air for that fourth spot. Yeah. It's all because it's looking like that's the only spot left, because I can't see Leicester and Man City dropping too many more points. I'm not saying they won't drop points, but they don't look like it. And obviously Liverpool are just not dropping any points.
God, no. They're just running away with it. I think we all know what's going to happen there. Yeah, they're
gonna equal the record. Is it equal the record? I think, isn't it?
They're loving it. These Liverpool fans are absolutely loving it, and that's the worst thing about it. Really, oh God, and that's even worse to be watching United this season
and seeing Liverpool do so well.
City and Liverpool doing well. It's
shocking.
It's just it's not on. It's not right.
I can feel your pain, mate. I can feel your pain. So there you go, guys. there we have it. Paul's views, my mate Paul, giving us his views on Manchester United season so far, and obviously the problems that United are facing this season and last. Obviously, you guys drop your comments in the comments below to let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. And if you are interested in coming on Football Fandom to have your views heard and said, then all you need to do is get in touch with me via social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram, and it's just Football Fandom UK, the same as the channel. You should find me quite easily. Drop me a message and we'll make arrangements for you to come on the channel and have your say. Thank you very much, guys. Hopefully you join me on the next one, and I will speak to you and see you again soon. Thanks.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.